From the University of North Georgia Convocation Center, the Lady Cougars of Columbus State getting set to take on the 10th ranked team in the country, the University of North Georgia Nighthawks. North Georgia comes in with a 13-1 record. CSU 9-2. Cougars 4-1 in the Peach Belt. North Georgia is 6-0 in Peach Belt play. Teams are gathering, completing their final warm-up tosses. The Columbus State University Lady Cougars and the University of North Georgia Nighthawks here in Dahlonega, Georgia. Tonight, the Columbus State University basketball teams are in Dahlonega, Georgia to take on the University of North Georgia Nighthawks. Hi again, everyone. Scott Miller courtside inside the fantastic new arena on the campus of the University of North Georgia, where the starting lineups are being introduced here. The Lady Cougars taking on the 10th ranked team in the country. And just a little earlier, I had a chance to talk with CS coach Matt Hauser about tonight's game. Scott Miller back at the University of North Georgia, where the Lady Cougars and the Nighthawks getting set to go at it here. And boy, this is what it's all about, right? Peach Belt Conference number 10 ranked team in the country. A time to make a name here tonight.
Yep, that's what all we've been practicing about, and but it started from day one in preseason and everything. These games are exactly what we're working hard for. It's not so much about the university that we're playing. It's about these just moments that, sooner or later they're going to come, and what are we going to do when they present themselves?
We're talking with Coach Matt Hauser here on the pregame show, and what challenges will they present tonight?
Very, very sound, very defensive-minded team. They have great size. They have vets that have won the conference before. They're returning. They're number 10 in the region. In the nation for a reason, just because they have a good core group that came back and know how to win.
Well, how about Leasia Williamson? How is she tonight? She set out on Saturday trying to get healthy.
Yeah, she did a great job of just having faith in her team. The team had faith in her. We could have played her on Saturday, but I thought it was just more advantageous for us to just make sure she's coming into this game 110%, which is what she's at right now.
All right, that's Coach Matt Hauser, and we are just about set to get underway. The Nighthawks all in white, trimmed in blue. Lady Cougars in red, trimmed in blue and white, go to the basket to your left as you look at the computer screen and Cougar Sports TV, or even on your phone on Cougar Sports TV. Don't forget about that. You can follow it that way. All right, the tap is controlled by CSU, and we are underway. There's Chris Boston on the left wing. Dribbling up top is Ebo. Ebony Williams jumper in the key, no good. Dawkins got a rebound. Ajane traveled with it. She got the rebound on the right side of the lane, and she took steps. But encouraging to see Oz get that rebound. All right, Nighthawks into the front court. They kick it down into the left corner for three. Good. Macy Gregg hit the three-pointer. And the Nighthawks are on the board with the three-pointer. Up top, Chris Boston. Kayla Carter had a fabulous game on Saturday. There's Oz. Jumper in the key, good. Dawkins with the jumper in the key. And that makes it a 3-2 Nighthawk lead. They've got the scoreboard is on their video board here. Down in the corner again, left corner for three. Good again, that's Groover with the three-pointer. And it's 6-2. They still have 0 on the scoreboard, by the way. Boston at the head of the key. Chris picks up the dribble. Gets it up top to Dawkins. Dawkins spins it around to Kayla Carter. Kayla, jumper head of the key. No good. Rebound goes to the Nighthawks. That's Kara Gruber who got the rebound. Into the front court, Macy Gregg at the head of the key. Gregg gets it. Jumper inside the free throw line from Davis is no good. Rebound CSU. Lee Williamson driving back the other way. Missed the layup in traffic down the right side of the lane. And the rebound goes to the Nighthawks. Abby Franklin into the front court. Julianne Sutton sets a screen for her. Flashes to the paint. Gets it back. Spins and misses the layup. Rebound Chris Boston. Outlet pass, Lee Williamson. Great pass to Ebo, but she fumbled it away. A turnover. Here come the Nighthawks into the front court. Up top at the head of the key is Davis. Right in front of me here is Kara Groover. Groover kicks it over on the left wing. There's Abby Franklin. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Short corner right side. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Reverse it to the left wing. 3 on the shot clock. A drive and a charge. Drawn by Dawkins. Good job by Oz to draw the charge from Kara Groover. This facility's a couple of years old, and they've got 2 really nice video boards on either end of the playing surface up top. And that's what they also use for their scoreboard and clock. Lee, left wing for three, no good. Rebound goes to the Nighthawks. Macy Gregg got the rebound and runs it into the front court. Down in the right corner, they reverse it around to the left wing for three. Shot it long. Dawkins with a rebound on the miss from Franklin. Kayla Carter front court. Kicks it over to the Lee Williamson, driving in. Her shot is blocked out of bounds. Still belongs to CSU. We're home on Saturday at Herbert Green Court at the Lumpkin Center when Flagler comes in. 1:30 doubleheader. 1:30 women, 3:30 men. Lee Williamson, jumper in the key, good. So Lee with her first points of the night. And it's 6-4. They try to get the ball in, and Kayla Carter steals it. Carter back the other way. They cut her drive off, though. Ebo has it on the left wing. So 6-4, Nighthawks, as CSU's pressure caused them to throw the ball away. And Dawkins driving to the hoop, and a foul on the floor. Nice pass from Lee Williams to Aj. The foul was on Davis. And second team foul on North Georgia. Dawkins bounce pass to Ebo, and she traveled with it down on the low block. Good pass down to Ebony, but she took steps. White jerseys closed around her there. Ball knocked away, and Lee Williamson comes up with it. Lee knocked it away and saved it. She takes a long two, good to tie the game. So Lee with 4 points now, 6-6. Nighthawks with it for three on the left wing, way long and out of bounds, air ball. So the Lady Cougars will head the other way. There's 5:29 on the clock here in the first quarter, and a 6-6 game. Happy to be on Cougar Sports TV, is where our road games and home games will be. Road games audio, home video as usual. Dawkins driving down the right side of the lane, off the glass, good. Aj gives the Lady Cougars the first lead of the night. Pressure in the back court. They beat it this time. Abby Franklin gets it to Davis, gets it over to Hubert, and a layup good. Ties the game. Back in a hurry the other way. Lee Williamson driving down. The ball's knocked out of her hands and touched last by Lee. And that'll get us to our first media timeout at 4:57 on the clock here in the first quarter. And it's an 8-8 ball game. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, MediaCom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Nook's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. All right, so 8-8, 4:57 left in the first quarter here. I am very close to the pep band for the Nighthawks. They're a good band, they're a loud band, so you'll hear them tonight. Behind the arc on the left side, they get it down to Davis. Down in the corner for three, good. There's Groover with her second long one of the night, and it's 11-8. North Georgia has regained the lead. Here's Abby Franklin. Franklin kicks it over to Ebo. Short corner jumper, no good. And backside rebound goes to North Georgia. And here is entry pass knocked away by Kayla Carter. Lee Williamson to Ebo. Back to Kayla on the left wing. Kayla drive and along two, no good. And the rebound goes to the Nighthawks. Got folks listening in from all over the world. My sister Glenda listening up in Charlotte. Thanks for tuning in, sis, to Cougar Sports TV. CSU back the other way. Chris Boston just north of the left elbow. The jumper is no good. And rebound goes to the Nighthawks. Davis, high post left side. Kick it to Hubert. Hubert at the head of the key. In the paint, Julianne Sutton, 3-second violation. She was in there too long. CSU 4 of 12, 33% from the floor. North Georgia 4 of 9, 44%. The Nighthawks lead it 11 to 8. 3:23 left in the first quarter here. Journey Smith is checked into the ball game. Kayla Carter, head of the key. Kayla gets it to Journey on the baseline. Lee Williamson checked out for a breather, by the way. Chris Boston. There is Ebo, a long two, shot it long, and a long rebound. Dawkins got it, drove in, missed the low block shot, and the rebound goes to North Georgia, and the foul on CSU. So the Nighthawks will try to get it in, and they do, leading 11-8, 2:48 left in the first quarter here in Dahlonega, Georgia, in the beautiful mountains of North Georgia, where it's a very mild day and evening here. Down in the corner, Julianne Sutton kicks it back out on the wing for three. No good from Hubert. Rebound CSU. Journey Smith the other way. Journey had it knocked out of her hands and out of bounds and still belongs to Columbus State. .222 to play in the first quarter. Ebo gets it in to Kayla Carter behind the arc on the left side. Kayla between the circles. Ebo up top. Boston, low block, baseline jumper. No good. Backside rebound, Nighthawks. Outlet pass to Kara Groover. Groover into the front court to Abby Franklin. Back to Franklin right in front of me. Spinning in the baseline, a drive and a good cut to the baseline, and a layup by Hubert. Nice pass from up top. And that makes it 13-8. University of North Georgia. Journey Smith. Boston, left elbow, takes the jumper and spins out on her. Rebound goes to the Nighthawks. That's Chris's spot there, though. That's where you want her taking the jump shot. It was a good one. It just spun out on her. All right, they reverse it. They get it down low. Julianne Sutton off the glass. Good. Sutton with defenders in front of her makes her first basket. And it's 15-8 as the Nighthawks have reeled off 9 straight points to take a 7-point lead. Boston jumper in the key, good. Chris with her first basket. That breaks the 9-0 run. 15-10 Nighthawks. Abby Franklin weaving through traffic all the way and off the glass, good, right down the middle of the lane. Well, nobody stopped the ball that time, and Franklin got an easy layup. 17-10 Nighthawks, 38 seconds left in the first quarter. Dawkins baseline drive, up top Ebo, a long two, missed it. She hustled and got her own rebound and put it up and in. That was a hustle rebound for Ebony Williams to make it 17-12 as she not only got the rebound, but put it back in. 15 seconds. Shot clock is off here as we near the end of the first quarter. 5-point North Georgia lead. 8 seconds. Nighthawks with the ball. Sutton up top with 3 seconds. Right elbow jumper is good. And that's the way the first half will end, with the University of North Georgia leading the Columbus State Lady Cougars 19-12. And you're listening to Cougar Sports TV. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, Mediacom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Nuke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. All right, CSU in the first quarter, 6 of 19, just 31% from the floor. Nighthawks 8 of 14, 57%. CSU 0 for 1 from behind the arc. The Nighthawks are 3 for 7 from long distance. And they are, CSU out rebounding North Georgia 10-9 at the moment. Nighthawks with the ball to start the second quarter here in Dahlonega. Up top, they spin it down into the right corner. Julianne Sutton, mid-post, kicks it back down. They get it back to Sutton, and she lays it up and in. Julianne Sutton with 6 points, 21-12. Nighthawks just underway in the second quarter. It was a nice pass down to Gregg, and she got it right back to Sutton. Journey Smith up top, no good for 3, and a long rebound run down by Sutton down in the corner. Into the front court, here comes Macy Gregg. Gregg gets it over to Abby Franklin. Franklin, they reverse it around to Gregg. Up top to Franklin. She drives off the glass, good. Franklin with 4 points. 23-12, Nighthawks. And Journey Smith gets the ball in the paint, knocked away. She got it back. She gets it to Val Merlos on the wing. She gets it up to Journey Smith. Val caught it in the corner, then dribbled up to the wing. Couldn't get the shot off in either place. Dawkins at the head of the key. Ebo back to Aj up top. Val way out on the right wing, and the ball is knocked away and stolen, and they've got a run out, and a layup attempt is good by Hubert. 25-12. North Georgia. They've scored the first 6 points of the second quarter. 8:16 on the clock here. Val Merlos driving in from the wing. High off the glass, good. Val with a nice drive. High off the glass to make it 25-14. And back the other way, they throw the ball away. Dawkins comes up with it. Long pass out to Ebo, and she is fouled by Macy Gregg. CSU has 5 turnovers, and the Nighthawks 5 turnovers. All right, Lee Williamson back in. Let's see if we can get Lee going here. She had 4 points in the first quarter, then came out. She sat out on Saturday with a small injury. We threw the inbounds pass away. Turnover. Back the other way. 4-on-2. Dishing it off the glass. The basket will not count. There was a foul on the floor on CSU on the pass. And so the Nighthawks will get it. That foul was on Journey Smith. Nighthawks throw it away. They threw it right to Lee Williamson. Drives back the other way and lays it up and in. Thank you very much. They threw it right to Lee, and she drove in and laid it up down on the other end. Here's Gregg back the other way, all the way off the glass. Good. Second time she's gone right down the middle of the lane tonight, and we didn't stop the ball. Drive back. Lee Williamson missed it. Dawkins got the rebound, put it up, missed it. Put it up, missed it again. Got it again, missed it again, and the rebound goes to North Georgia. Man, could not get one to go down. Oz kept hammering the glass, but couldn't get one to fall. Nighthawks at the head of the key. Davis, Kira Davis gets it to Kara Groover. Groover between the circles. Groover at the head of the key. Gives it up top to Macy Gregg. 2 seconds on the shot clock and a shot clock violation, but they called a travel on Groover first. Good defense that time by CSU. 27-16, Nighthawks with the lead. 6:52 to play here in the first half. At the half, we will talk with CSU coach Robert Moore about the men's game coming up. Lee Williamson head of the key for three. The ball is tipped and into the hands of Boston. She tries to save it back in, but threw it back into Groover. They got a hand on Lee's three-point attempt. Mid-post, left side, turnaround jumper is no good from Savage. Rebound CSU. Outlet pass, Journey Smith driving into the paint. Off the glass, good. A good move in the lane by Journey for her first basket tonight. 27-18. They get the ball in and a whistle and a foul on Lee Williamson. First foul on Lee. We're going to put some pressure on. Toxiana Wilson goes to the scores table. Toxie doesn't get there quite in time, so she'll get in at the next dead ball. All right, nominal pressure. They get it into the front court. Abby Franklin. Head of the key, Julianne Sutton. Sutton gets it over to Franklin. Head of the key. Davis, right wing. Sutton, back to Davis. Back to Sutton against Boston. Back out to Davis for three. Spun out on a little good. Sutton got a rebound to Franklin. Davis, high post. Head of the key. Julianne Sutton against Boston, down in the paint and traveled with it. A moment later, she made a shot. Good defense by Chris Boston on a very tough post player, Julianne Sutton. 27-18. Nighthawks on top. CSU will be home on Saturday against Flagler. 1:30 for the women, 3:30 for the men. Herbert Green Court at the Lumpkin Center. Toxiana Wilson head of the key. Toxie kicks it over to Lee Williamson. Journey Smith up top. Journey at the head of the key. Journey for three. Good. Journey Smith hit the three-pointer at the head of the key. And that's the first long one of the night for CSU. 27-21. The Nighthawks lead cut to 6. Julianne Sutton post up against Boston. Back out on the wing. Back into Sutton. Sutton turnaround jumper good. Man, she's really tough. 29-21. They like to play that in and out game with her. Into Sutton. Back out on the wing. Back into Sutton. And she'll usually shoot after that. That time she made a good one. Ball knocked away. Turnover back the other way. And a layup is good by Abby Franklin. Abby Franklin stole it and went in and laid it up. 31-21, North Georgia. 4:19 left in the second quarter. Lady Cougars taking on the 10th ranked team in the country. Val Merlos behind the right arc. Dribbles up top and an offensive foul on CSU. Toxiana Wilson with the offensive foul, and that'll get us to the media timeout. 4:08 to play here in the second quarter. And North Georgia leading the Lady Cougars 31-21. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, Mediacom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Nuke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. 4:08 to play in the first half. CSU trailing by 10. CSU 10 of 29, 34% from the floor, 1 of 4 from behind the arc. Nighthawks 14 of 22 from the floor, blistering 63%, 3 for 8 from long distance. And 13 rebounds for North Georgia, 14 for CSU. Nighthawks with the ball. And they throw it away. They threw it right to Dawkins. Dawkins gets it into the front court. Toxiana Wilson, low block. There is Dawkins. Kicks it down into the corner. Lee for 3. Missed it. And a backside rebounding foul on CSU. And they're going to get Toxie for her second foul. Toxiana Wilson, second foul. All right. North Georgia into the front court with a 10-point lead. 3:37 to play here, and they just bounced it out of bounds. Turnover. Don't forget about two-time Olympic softball pitcher and gold medalist Jenny Finch coming to Columbus. She's the keynote speaker March 26th, the annual Girls in the Game luncheon. Ball knocked out of bounds by North Georgia. Inside the Lumpkin Center, you can go to CSUCougars.com now to get your tickets. That'll be fantastic. We have had some great speakers at the Girls in the Game luncheon over the years. All right, back up top, Lee Williamson, 13 on the shot clock, and she is fouled on the floor. A moment later, she made a shot. It will not count. They're going to wave it off. And CSU will get the ball. I'm not sure how she made that shot. She got fouled. She was falling to the floor and threw it up, and it went in. But it was a good call by the official. We get it in. The Lee for 3. No, she missed it. Toxie got a rebound. Back out to Lee for 3. Missed it again. Backside rebound goes to North Georgia. Now she has some good looks, but nothing going down yet for long distance. Behind the arc on the left side is Kara Gruber. Gruber at the head of the key gives it to Abby Franklin. Abby Franklin kicks it over to Gruber. Franklin down in the left corner. 7 on the shot clock. Franklin 4 on the shot clock. Sutton just inside the free throw line. Jumper no good. Shot clock violation. Did not hit the rim. So good defense that time for CSU. Lady Cougars trail by 10, 2:28 left in the first half. Lee Williamson flying by everybody, kicks it to a wide open Ebo in the corner, missed it. Well, open, but just didn't get it to go down. Rebound Nighthawks in a hurry the other way. Down to Julianne Sutton, low block off the glass, good. 33-21, North Georgia on top. Val Merlos, left arc, driving in. Val, a runner, off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound, Nighthawks. North Georgia into the front court. Abby Franklin had it knocked away by Ebo. Franklin got it back, gives it to Groover. Groover reverses it. A wide open three on the right wing is no good by Skinner. Backside rebound, Ebo. Val Merlos pulls a three short. Rebound goes to North Georgia. We are drilling a dry well from behind the three-point arc in the first half here. There's a long three up top that's no good, but Skinner got a rebound and then tried to hit Sutton in the paint, knocked away. North Georgia gets the loose ball. Skinner a drive, missed it, got her own miss, and put it back up and in. Skinner with her first basket of the night, and CSU calls a 30-second timeout. 35-21. North Georgia with the lead with 1 minute to play here in the first half. Halftime will tell you a little bit more about the Girls in the Game clinic. Also, here's a interesting note. On Saturday, January 25th, the Junior League of Columbus hosting Dribbling for Diapers inside the Lumpkin Center as the Cougars and Lady Cougars take on Young Harris. Admission is a pack of diapers, and children get in free. Come join us for a full day for family fun on Saturday, January 25th, 1:30 doubleheader, Herbert Green Court at the Lumpkin Center. All right, Coach Hauser called the timeout. Back in action, there's Lee Williamson, a drive, the shot up, no good, and the rebound goes to North Georgia. Boy, we have really dried up here offensively in the last few moments. 37 seconds left in the half. North Georgia up 35-21. Great pass inside, reverse layup, good by Hubert. 37-21 Nighthawks. 24 seconds left in the half, and the shot clock is off. Kayla Carter at the head of the key with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Kayla falls to the floor. The ball is loose, still loose. The ball is kicked by CSU at 4.7 seconds. So North Georgia will get it. And they'll have to go, well, they'll get the ball just outside the midcourt line in the backcourt. 4.7 seconds. They've got a 16-point lead as we get ready to go to the half here. And they're trying to get it in, and they do. Goes right through the hands, though, and loose on the floor. And a held ball is called with 1 second. And that will give the ball to CSU, but there's only 1 second. And they get it in the backcourt. And a long shot will not count, did not go. And so a tough first half for Columbus State as CSU trails the 10th-ranked North Georgia Nighthawks 37-21 here at the half. We thank you for watching Cougar Sports TV, and in just a moment we'll have some halftime notes for you, the first half stats, and coming up in just a minute we'll talk with CSU coach Robert Moore, so stay tuned for that at the half, and CSU trailing the North Georgia women 37-21. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar Basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar Basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, Mediacom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Nuke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. All right, Scott Miller here in Dahlonega at the University of North Georgia, and CSU Cougar coach Robert Moore joins us here as his Cougars getting ready to take on the Nighthawks. The band is loud here tonight. I think we're sitting in the trombone section.
Oh, a lot of noise over here, a lot of noise.
But this is a big game to keep the momentum going, and that refuse to lose in 2020 has been the mantra of this basketball team.
Yeah, Scott, we just feel like if we take every game like a championship game and refuse to lose, we can beat anybody in the league. And I think the Pembroke game was great for us, but you don't want to see a setback coming into North Georgia. North Georgia don't won 2 in a row, playing pretty good. So our guys got to understand, when you say refuse to lose, that means you're going to rebound, you're going to take charges, you're going to do some of the little things that win games.
What are the challenges that North Georgia will present tonight?
I think they're one of the better shooting teams in the league, and you don't want them to get hot in their place. So we're going to switch a lot of screens, make sure we switch up so they don't get a wide open three-point shot. And we got to sprint down on defense so they don't get any transition threes.
Boy, the game against Pembroke, that was such an outstanding game for us on Saturday. We want to keep that momentum going.
Oh, yeah. I think Pembroke game really got the crowd into it. Some guys who normally have been playing as well, like Hunter Preston stepped up, had 24 points. It sees that this team got a lot of talent, but at the same time, you got to play every night so you can see that talent.
All right, Robert, good luck. Talk to you after your game.
Okay, thanks, Scott.
All right, that is Coach Robert Moore. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, Mediacom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Nuke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. We're at the half of the women's game, and North Georgia leading CSU 37-21. And the first half stats for you: North Georgia shooting a blistering 58.6% from the floor, and they actually cooled off a little bit. They were in the low 60s a good portion of the game, 17 of 29. CSU just 27% from the floor, 10 of 36, and only 1 of 9 from behind the three-point arc. And that's 11%. North Georgia 3 of 10 from long distance. Rebounds, the Nighthawks are out rebounding the Lady Cougars 21-16. Turnovers, 13 for North Georgia and 10 for CSU. The individual scoring for CSU, Lee Williamson leads the way with 6 points. Journey Smith has 5. Aj Dawkins has 4, 2 each from Ebony Williams and Chris Boston and Val Merlos. And for the Nighthawks, Julianne Sutton leads the way with 10, and Hubert has 8, Gruber with 6, and Gregg with 5. So CSU trailing 37-21 here at the half. Fans, don't forget we've got doubleheader at the Lumpkin Center, Herbert Green Court on Saturday afternoon when Flagler comes in for another Peach Belt Conference contest. And that will be a 1:30 for the women and 3:30 for the men. Hope to see a lot of you out there then. We're at the half of the Columbus State basketball game, and some CSU notes here. And even though we've already had several home games, there's still a lot of home games remaining. So really, it's not too late to become a Columbus State basketball season ticket holder. And you'll get great games, guaranteed the best seats in one of the great Division II arenas in the country, and a couple of different packages. And you can get in touch with Jimbo Davis, 706-568-2317. Or just go to the CSU website and look up Jimbo, and you get his phone number, or send him an email and get your season tickets. Also, you can go online, CSUCougars.com, and join the Cougar Club. It's the annual giving program for CSU athletes. It's critical to the success of our student athletes. And there's several different levels on there. And we think many of you are already Cougar Club members. We thank you for that. If you're not, we ask you to go online, take a look at the options, and thinking about becoming a member of the Cougar Club. All right, a couple of big events coming up. A reminder, the two-time Olympic softball pitcher and gold medalist Jenny Finch is coming to Columbus. CSU will have Jenny Finch as the keynote speaker at the CSU Athletics 5th Annual Girls in the Game Luncheon. That's March 26th inside the Lumpkin Center. Following the luncheon, Finch will host a youth softball clinic at Cougar Field. And launched in 2015, the Girls in the Game mission is to advance and support Columbus State University's female student athletes, allowing them to reach their full potential academically and athletically while empowering them to become leaders in life. And 8 female student athletes were recognized last year as the first Girls in the Game scholar athletes and received scholarship support from the proceeds. That will continue. And so a great chance to see Jenny Finch and to help out the female CSU student athletes. Simply go to the CSU website, CSUCougars.com, follow the links, and you can get your tickets there. And also, the softball team, don't forget now, is going to play Team USA on April 3rd at the South Common Softball Complex. And it's part of Team USA's tour to get ready for the Summer Olympics in Tokyo. So play a doubleheader against the U.S. national team, Team USA. So that should be a fun night, doubleheader down at the stadium at South Commons Complex. And tickets are on sale at ColumbusGeorgiaSports.com. At the half, 37-21. North Georgia is on top. And North Georgia closed out the half on a 10-0 run. And CSU did not score the last 5:07 of the half. Journey Smith 3 made it 27-21, and then they went on that 10-0 run. So 37-21, North Georgia leading the Lady Cougars here at the half. We're happy you joined us on Cougar Sports TV. We made a little logistical change. And our road games, you can hear them with the audio only, of course, on Cougar Sports TV. And the home games, you'll have the video and the audio as usual. So we thank you for tuning in tonight and finding us on Cougar Sports TV. All right, we've still got just a few minutes remaining here at the half, so we're going to take a little break, and we'll come back in just a few moments and get the second half underway. We'll hope for better things in the second half with CSU trailing 37-21. All right, we are just about ready to get the second half of the women's game underway with North Georgia leading 37-21 here in Dahlonega, Georgia tonight. North Georgia ranked 10th in the country, 6-0 in the league. CSU is 4-1. North Georgia 13-1 overall. CSU 9-2 overall. And North Georgia will get the ball first to start the second half. CSU went on a 5 minute and 7 seconds scoring dry spell to end the first half. And North Georgia on a 10-0 run. So here we go. Let's see if we can get things reversed here in the second half. Abby Franklin into the front court behind the arc on the right side. Get it to Davis at the right elbow. Reverses it to Gregg on the wing. Up top, Abby Franklin. Franklin to Davis in the key. Julianne Sutton, turnaround good right in front of Arian Dozier. So Julianne Sutton, they got it down to her, and she makes it 39-21. That's a 12-0 run for the Nighthawks. Sutton is so tough when she gets the ball. down on the low block. Usually she likes it in the paint. Boston with a left elbow jumper, no good. Rebound knocked away and picked up by the Nighthawks. Arian Dozier hit the floor on that scramble for the rebound. Sutton, bad pass, knocked out of bounds by CSU and will belong to the Nighthawks. They've got it up top. Lee Williamson knocked the ball away, loose in the backcourt, but Gregg came away with it. Gets it to Kara Gruber. Abby Franklin for three, good. Right wing, Franklin with the three-pointer, and it's 42-21 Nighthawks. Now a 15-0 run. Ebo, a long two, no good. Rebound, Nighthawks. And the dry spell continues. It's now about over 6.5 minutes from the end of the first half to this half since CSU has scored. Nighthawks doubled them up here. 8:16 left in the third quarter. Whistle and a foul down low on CSU. And the Nighthawks will get it baseline to the left of their basket. And Abby Franklin gets it in to Sutton just inside the free throw line. Good. Well, Sutton doing it all tonight. 14 points, 44-21. Nighthawks. Kayla Carter, a drive and finally a bucket. 44-23. That broke the 17-0 run. And a mid-range jumper on the right side for the Nighthawks. Knocked out of bounds, no good. And the rebound knocked out of bounds by North Georgia. CSU Lady Cougars in a big hole, but a long way to go. Boston left elbow jumper is long and crashes off the glass on the weak side. Rebound goes to North Georgia. And we are as cold as ice here in the North Georgia mountains tonight. Sutton free throw line, good, putting on a clinic. 46-23. And CSU is going to call a timeout. And first team timeout of the second half, so it'll turn into a full timeout with North Georgia leading 46-23, 7:12 left here in the third quarter of the women's game. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, Mediacom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Nuke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. 46-23 Nighthawks. I told you Julianne Sutton was having a great night. She is 8 of 10 from the floor. 16 points for Julianne Sutton, who is a junior out of Flowery Branch. A drive, shot up, no good. Taylor Carter, rebound goes to the Nighthawks. CSU just ice cold. Sutton, low block off the glass, good. Well, that one was too easy. 18 points, she's 9 of 11 from the floor. 48-23, Nighthawks. There's Oz Dawkins. Turnaround, a little hook shot, good. Oz with the bucket. She has 6 points tonight, 48-25. Nighthawks get the ball into the front court with 6:27 to play in the third quarter. Gregg down the left side of the lane, good. And they are smoking. 50-25. Lady Cougars have been doubled up here with 6:12 to go in the third quarter. Lee Williamson a drive, and she missed the layup. Drove from the right side down the left side of the lane and missed the layup. They throw it down to Davis, off the glass, good. Davis with her first bucket, 52-25. North Georgia. Journey Smith for three, shot it long, backside rebound, Nighthawks. CSU, I don't know if this is updated, but the live stats showing me 12 of 42, just 28% from the floor. Sutton head of the key. Franklin, Davis in the paint, off the glass, good. 54-25. And shot up, low block, Dawkins no, got a rebound and is fouled on the way back up. Missed the shot, she'll go to the line to shoot a couple. CSU has been outscored here in this third quarter, I beg your pardon. 17-4, and this was after North Georgia closed the half on a 10-0 run. Oz at the free throw line, and the first one is up and in. 54-26. And the next one is good. Well, the bad news is CSU trails 54-27. The good news is there's still 5:19 left in the third quarter. So let's see what happens. Kara Groover into the front court. Groover gives it up top to Hubert. Hubert dribbles, head of the key, hands it off. Journey Smith stole the pass. She's out in front of the field and fouled from behind, and she'll go to the line to shoot two. And so that'll get us to a media timeout with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. 54-27. North Georgia on top of the Lady Cougars. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, Mediacom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Nuke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. Well, the stats aren't very pretty for CSU. The scoreboard is certainly not. Trailing 54-27, 5 minutes left in the third quarter. CSU shooting just 26% from the floor, 12 of 45, 1 of 10 from behind the arc. And Journey Smith to the free throw line, and the first one is good. 54-28. And made them both. We'll put a little pressure on. 54-29. North Georgia still in the backcourt is Abby Franklin. She dribbles through a couple of defenders and makes it into the front court herself. Gets it to Groover up top. Hubert reverses it down to Franklin through her hands and out of bounds, a turnover. Well, CSU has scored 4 in a row. 4 points at the free throw line. Here's Journey Smith inside the arc on the right side. Head of the key. Chris Boston up top. Boston looking to get it to in the lane, Lee Williamson, and she is fouled. Foul on Hubert, her first. All right, Journey Smith, baseline to the right of the basket, looking to get it in. Gets it into Kayla Carter outside. Kayla, head of the key. Gets it over to Journey Smith for three. Down in the left corner, good. Journey Smith with the three-pointer. And ball knocked away in the backcourt, but they pick it back up. 54-32, knocked away again. And Franklin gets it again. A drive into the paint. Shot is up, no good. They got a rebound, though, and stuck it back in there. Hubert with the rebound, 56-32, North Georgia now. So CSU went on a little 7-0 run. 3:47 left in the third quarter. Lee for three, spun out on her from up top, just to the left of the head of the key. She is 0 for 6 from behind the three-point arc now, 3 for 14 overall. Bounce pass down low, a whistle and a foul on Chris Boston. Men's game coming up. We'll take a break between games here on Cougar Sports TV and get another broadcast set up for you. All right. Franklin gets it in to Savage. Groover at the head of the key. Groover gets it to Franklin. Sutton, mid-post, left side. Great pass and a travel on Abby Hubert. Good post-to-post passing, but Hubert took steps in that. All right, Journey Smith. Dawkins down low, off the glass, no good. Journey Smith got a rebound, and a shot up, bounces off the rim, no good. Rebound goes to North Georgia. Nighthawks into the front court. Nighthawks to Franklin for three, air ball, and they saved it though, stuck it up and missed an easy shot. Hubert did. They saved it from going out of bounds, and Hubert had a point-blank shot and missed it. CSU the other way with it. Dawkins at the head of the key with 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. And she drives, ball's knocked away from her. Journey Smith picks it up, gets it to Ebo. She's fouled from behind, and she'll go to the line to shoot two with 2:25 left in the third quarter. And North Georgia up 56-32. 29 points was the biggest lead, 54-25, and then we went on a 7-0 run. Getting a little closer. The free throw by Ebo is no good. And the second one is good. And again, we'll put some pressure on. Greg checking back into the game for the Nighthawks. We're putting pressure on, and Ebo knocked the ball away and knocked it out of bounds. Still belongs to North Georgia. Well, great job by Ebo. What an athletic move, but she couldn't quite corral it. All right, now Savage will try to get it in. Savage gets it in to Gregg, and she fumbled it out of bounds. Wow. With really no pressure on her. She just took her eyes off of the pass. It hit her hands and dropped out of bounds. So let's see if CSU can take advantage of the turnover. Arian Dozier gets it to Dawkins. Back to Arian, spins, low block, puts it up, no good. And a rebound goes to the Nighthawks. And then we take it away from her. Dozier took it away. And then we throw the ball away. Ebony tried to hit Dawkins. It went off her hands and a turnover. And North Georgia is going to call a 30-second timeout now as things got a little hectic down on that end for the Nighthawks. Fans, don't forget, coming into the Lumpkin Center and Herbert Green Court on Saturday, Flagler, as great Peach Belt Conference play continues. The Flagler Saints come in, the women at 1:30, the men at 5:30. And both of those games will be on Cougar Sports TV right here where you're listening to this game. But you'll be able to watch and listen to the home games. All right, so a quick timeout for Coach Buffy Burson. They get it in. Abby Franklin into the front court. Julianne Sutton way up top. Savage at the head of the key. Savage puts it on the floor, threw it away. Another turnover. Arian Dozier coming into the front court. Stumbles, but maintains possession. Gets it to Journey Smith. 1:42 left in the third quarter. North Georgia up 56-33. Chris Boston, baseline jumper, no good. Backside rebound goes to the Saints. Long pass, Sutton ahead of the field, laid it up and in. Abby Franklin hit Julianne Sutton. She's got 20 points, 58-33 Nighthawks. Chris Boston head of the key. Good pass to Dawkins down low off the glass, good. Good post-to-post passing. And Aj made it pay off, 58-35 Nighthawks. They get it into the front court with 1 minute remaining in the third quarter and a 58-35 lead. Head of the key, they kick it over, baseline drive. Hubert traveled with the ball. Good defense by CSU there. Savage goes out and Kira Davis checks in for the Nighthawks. And here is Arian Dozier, gets the ball into Journey Smith. Journey, 44 seconds left in the third quarter. 21 on the shot clock. Chris Boston, left elbow jumper, good. Chris with her second field goal of the night, 58-37. Nighthawks, 29 seconds left in the third quarter. 3 less than that on the shot clock. Greg at the head of the key. I'll give you the shot clock. 15 seconds. Sutton, post up. Boston, turnaround jumper, no. Dawkins got the rebound. 12 seconds. Into the front court, Journey Smith takes a peek at the clock. Ebo with 6 seconds. Free throw line. Dawkins, right elbow jumper is good with 1 second, and that's how the quarter ends. Well, after a very rough start to the third quarter, CSU comes back just a bit. They trailed by 29. They will trail by 20 going into the fourth quarter, 58-39. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, MediaCom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Houlihan's, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Nuke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. Well, we get set to start the fourth quarter here, and the Lady Cougars trailed by 29, and now they trail by 19. as I do some as I do some revised math. 58-39. CSU with the ball to start the fourth quarter. All right, Chris Boston, high post, gets it into Arian Dozier, middle of the lane. She draws the foul, and they're going to say the foul was on the floor. And CSU will get it. Baseline, Arian Dozier, Fruit, just to the left of the basket, and throws a bad pass, but it goes to Ebo up top. Dawkins, Journey Smith outside of the arc, dribbles down the left side of the lane. Boston, short baseline jump, good. Chris Boston makes it 58-41 at North Georgia. So CSU creeps a little closer, and there's still 9:27 left in this game. Sutton, head of the key, gets it down low to Davis off the glass. No, but she's fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot two. And going to the line will be Davis for the first time tonight. As a matter of fact, it's the first trip to the line for the Nighthawks tonight at all. And the free throw is good by Kira Davis. 59-41. She makes the second one. 60-41. Nighthawks. Journey Smith behind the arc on the left side. Journey picks up the dribble. Gets it to Boston. Back out to Journey. Not quite 1 minute into the fourth quarter. Arian Dozier driving, fumbled it away. They've got a run out now. Franklin with a layup, good. 62-41. North Georgia. Arian Dozier up top. There's Journey Smith up high on the left side. Journey puts it on the floor, picks it up, and gives it to Arian Dozier, and she is held by Macy Gregg. And that will give CSU the ball on the baseline just to the left of their basket. Arian gets it in to Aj up top. Back to Arian, low block, and she is fouled from behind as she tried to get the shot up by Macy Gregg. So Arian Dozier will go to the free throw line here. And the first free throw from Fruit is good. Bounced around and dropped in there. She is in the scorebook with her first point of the night. 62-42. And this one is good. 62-43. Nighthawks, still 8.5 minutes to go. We knocked the ball away in the backcourt, but Davis picks it up, and then Arian Dozier fouls her. Well, our pressure bothered them again, but they picked up the loose ball, and CSU committed the foul. Davis gets it in to Groover. Groover picks up the dribble and gets it into the front court. Skinner, a short jumper inside the free throw line. Good. She's got 4 points, and it's 64-43 Nighthawks. Ebony Williams, baseline, spins, can't get in. Journey Smith up high. Journey, free throw line. Arian Dozier up top. Arian gives it to Dawkins, 15-footer, no good from the free throw line. Rebound Nighthawks. Skinner into the front court. Skinner gives it to Groover. Groover at the head of the key. Groover hands it back to Skinner. Reverses it to Franklin. Franklin to Davis. Low block. Can't get in against Boston. Kicks it around down in the corner. Skinner for three. No good. Chris Boston backside rebound. Journey Smith. Arian Dozier down the right side of the lane, and the layup is good. 64-45 North Georgia. 7:20 to go. The clock is our enemy as well as the scoreboard. Behind the arc is Groover. On the right side, Skinner at the head of the key. We stop the drive. Up top is Groover for three. No good. Arian Dozier with a rebound. Arian into the front court in a hurry. Stops and pops inside the free throw line and misses. And the rebound goes to the Nighthawks. And then they throw it away out of bounds. So both sides a little ragged on those last couple of possessions here with 6:45 to play. And North Georgia up 64-45. Nighthawks are the 10th ranked team in the country. They, along with Lander, are unbeaten in league play going into tonight. Lee Williamson head of the key for three. Missed it. Rebound North Georgia. Nighthawks into the front court with 6.5 minutes to play and a 64-45 lead. Julianne Sutton holds it near the midcourt line and get it over to Skinner behind the arc on the left side. Skinner between the circles. Gets it to Savage in the key. Julianne Sutton, middle of the lane. Turnaround, no, but she's fouled and she'll go to the line to shoot two. She had that one go down and come out. She's only missed 3 shots tonight, 10 of 13, 20 points. She had 10 at the half, and she had 10 in a brilliant third quarter. She misses the free throw, though. Imani Arnold goes to the scores table, looking for her first action of the night for North Georgia. Sutton makes that free throw. And the lead is 20 for the Nighthawks with 6:05 to play. In the backcourt, Kayla Carter, Lee Williamson. Kayla up top, Lee. Down in the corner, Ebo inside of the arc now. Kayla, right wing for three. No. Backside rebound, Nighthawks. Outlet pass. Franklin got the rebound. Got it to Skinner. She gets it into the front court to Franklin with 5:42 to play. And North Georgia enjoys a 20-point lead. Arnold with the ball at the head of the key. Arnold picks up the dribble. Franklin up high. Franklin down the left side of the lane. Up top, Sutton for three. Spun out on her, no good. And the ball, rebound knocked out of bounds by North Georgia. She had a three-pointer go down and come out. Ebo is out and Journey Smith back in. 5:19 left in the ball game. North Georgia leads by 20. Kayla Carter head of the key. Lee Williamson, right corner, reverses it to Journey Smith. Short corner jumper. Chris Boston, no good. Rebound goes to the Nighthawks. Into the front court with 4:54 to play and a 20-point lead. Skinner drives to the baseline. Gets it to Sutton. Mid-post, right side. Franklin for three, right in front of their bench. Good. Abby Franklin with the three-pointer. And North Georgia calls time. It'll turn into the media timeout. 68-45. Nighthawks with 4:40 to play here in the women's game. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, MediaCom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Nuke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. 4:40 to play, and North Georgia, the 10th ranked team in the country, leading the Lady Cougars 68-45. CSU just having a horrible shooting night. 18 of 61, 29.5%, only 2 of 14, 14% from behind the three-point arc. CSU with the ball, and Journey Smith just threw it away. Arnold into the front court, spinning and laying it up and in. 70-45. Lee Williamson driving in. Shot is up, no good. Rebound goes to North Georgia. Shot just inside the lane, about midway up the right side. Groover head of the keys, going to hand it off to Skinner. Sutton post up in the paint. Kicks it out to Gregg. Up top, Skinner. Sutton in the key. Hands it to Gregg, just running some clock. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Skinner with 2 on the shot clock. Gregg head of the key for 3. Shot clock violation as the shot was wide right. Well, they accomplished one thing. They ran off the full shot clock with a big 25-point lead here. 29 was their biggest lead in the third quarter. 3:39 to play in this one. Journey Smith, Kayla Carter near the logo. Journey gives it to Kayla. Kayla pass down to Chris Boston, out on the wing to Journey. Kayla Carter up top. Boston in the key. Lee Williamson on the right wing drives, and she's fouled on the floor by Groover. Not the bonus yet. That's the 4th foul on North Georgia. So CSU will get it right over here by me with 3:18 to play, and Kayla Carter will try to get it in just to my right. She does with no problem to Journey Smith. Drives down the left side of the lane, no good. Dawkins with a backside rebound, and the putback is good. 70-47. Nighthawks with 3 minutes to go. Gregg backing it out, head of the key. Gregg down the left side of the lane. A runner is good. Got a kind bounce on that one. 72-47. Nighthawks, 2:45 to go. Lee Williamson, Chris Boston. Back to Lee. Down the right side of the lane. Kayla Carter up top. Boston, left elbow. Shot is an air ball and out of bounds. With 2.5 minutes to go here. And a 72-47 Nighthawks lead. They were very impressive here tonight. CSU did not score the final 5 minutes of the first half. Nighthawks on a 10-0 run during that stretch, and that had them a 37-21 halftime lead. And they built it up to 29 points. It was the highest in that quarter and in the game. Skinner for 3. No. They got a rebound, stuck it back up, good. Hubert with the rebound. 74-47, numbers in reverse, and not in a good way tonight. Lee driving from the wing, had a layup and gets it back. Driving. And a whistle and a foul. And the next one is good. 74-48, North Georgia. And they almost threw the ball away, but saved it from going out of bounds. And Lee Williamson fouls in the backcourt. That's 4 fouls, so not the bonus yet. And into the front court. Greg with it. Just 1:47 to go in this one. And there's a whistle and a 3-second violation on the Nighthawks. So the Nighthawks are going to go to 7-0 in the league, 14-1 overall. CSU will drop to 9-3 overall and 4-2 in the league. Journey Smith for 3, good. 74-51. Nighthawks with 90 seconds left in this one. Up top, head of the key. They kick it around to Hubert. She drives. Shot is up, no good. They got a backside rebound and stuck it back up there and in. 76-51. North Georgia with 1:07 to go in this one. We'll talk with Coach Matt Hauser briefly on the post-game show. Dawkins a drive off the glass, good, and she's fouled. Count the bucket. 76-53. Nighthawks with 58.7 seconds. And the free throw is no good, and the rebound goes to the Nighthawks. Chloe Savage got the rebound. 52 seconds left in this one. Kimmy Edgeworth is checked into the game, by the way, for Columbus State. Savage in the key. Imani. Savage, low block, off the glass, good. 78-53 with 40 seconds. So Kimmy Edgeworth with the ball into the front court. Kimmy picks up the dribble. Dawkins will take it. Savage won't let her get in, and Osh loses the ball out of bounds with 27 seconds. Shot clock is off. North Georgia gets a player in that hasn't seen time yet. Lacey McCoy. They throw the ball away. Dawkins in the paint, off the glass, good. 78-55. North Georgia with 20 seconds. Greg gets it into the front court, and they get it to Savage, and she lays it up good. 80-55. North Georgia with 7 seconds. Lee Williamson for 3, good, with 1.7 seconds. 80-58. And there's your ball game. The Lady Cougars have lost here in Dahlonega to the University of North Georgia, 80-58. And it was all North Georgia tonight, just about from the very beginning. But certainly toward the end of the first half and into the third quarter. We'll talk with Coach Matt Hauser coming up. This is CSU basketball on Cougar Sports TV. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, MediaCom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Duke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. Well, tough night for the Lady Cougars, losing to North Georgia 80 to 58. And we won't be talking with Coach Matt Hauser. Matt has gone to the locker room with his team. So let me just quickly give you some stats, and we will get out of here. Just a terrible shooting night for CSU. 23 of 70, 32.9% from the floor, and only 4 of 16 from three-point territory, 25%. And the Nighthawks shot 61% from the floor, 36 of 59, 27%, 5 of 18 from three-point territory. And for the Nighthawks, they were led by Julianne Sutton with 21 points. And for CSU, Ajay Dawkins led the way with 18 points. Journey Smith had 14. CSU drops to 9-3 and 4-2 in the league. North Georgia 7-0 in the Peach Belt, 14-1 overall. All right, that will end our women's game broadcast. We're going to take a break between games, and we'll be back to get the men's game underway shortly before tip-off. So stay tuned for that here on Cougar Sports TV.